All right, listen to this. Word just dropped, and it's turning heads all across Chiefs Kingdom. According to a new report from ESPN, the Kansas City Chiefs might have already locked in on a major target for the 2025 NFL Draft. And no, it's not a flashy wide receiver or a headline-grabbing edge rusher. It's the offensive line. Yeah, you heard that right. It looks like Brett Veach and Andy Reid are doubling down on protecting Patrick Mahomes. Something every fan has been screaming for since the Super Bowl against the Bucs. The leaks suggest that the Chiefs have set their sights on strengthening the trenches, and the name that's been making the rounds: Josh Simmons, the standout offensive lineman from Ohio State. Now I know what you're thinking. Wait, Josh Simmons? That dude who's been flying under the radar? Exactly. And that's what makes this even more intriguing. Simmons isn't the typical headline-grabbing name you'd expect to be associated with a team like the Chiefs in the first round. But when you look deeper, it starts making a lot of sense. First off, let's talk need. With question marks still hanging over Jalen Moore's ability to hold down a starting role and concerns around Jawan Taylor's consistency and cap hit, the Chiefs need fresh, dominant talent up front. Mahomes isn't getting any younger, and the beating he takes behind a shaky line can't continue. And here's the thing. This leak isn't just smoke. Multiple insiders believe that Kansas City's war room has already started narrowing down its board, and protecting the franchise quarterback is priority number one. It's the kind of move that shows the Chiefs are planning long-term dominance, not just flashy one-year runs. So here's a question for you. Do you like this kind of deep dive into Chiefs strategy? If you do, hit that like button right now. And hey, if you're not part of our community yet, this is your moment. Subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell. Your support helps us grow and gets us closer to our goal of 4,000 members here in the kingdom. Let me know in the comments. Do you believe the Chiefs should focus on offensive line with their first pick? I'm running a poll too. Check the community tab and cast your vote, OL or not. All right, now let's dig deeper into this Simmons guy. Why is he getting so much buzz inside Arrowhead? So let's talk about Josh Simmons. If the name wasn't already on your radar, it's time to circle it in red. This kid from Ohio State is quietly building a case as one of the most versatile offensive linemen in the entire 2025 class. And yeah, I said versatile, which just happens to be one of the Chiefs' favorite words on draft day. Let's start with the obvious. Simmons hasn't allowed a single sack in over 800 pass-blocking snaps. That's right, 0, not 1. For a guy who's been anchoring the Buckeyes' line against elite Big Ten pass rushers, that's more than impressive. It's elite, and you better believe Brett Veach is paying attention to that stat. But Simmons isn't just a stone wall. What makes him especially attractive for the Chiefs is his ability to slide into multiple roles. He's played both tackle and guard, showing he can adapt to whatever scheme he's placed in. That flexibility is a huge bonus in KC's system, especially when you're dealing with uncertainties like Jalen Moore's growth and the long-term fit of Jawan Taylor. Speaking of which, let's talk fit. If Simmons lands in Kansas City, his role might not be immediately set in stone. Depending on how things go in camp, he could line up as a starting left tackle, or if needed, shift inside to play left guard. That gives the Chiefs breathing room and options, and when you're trying to build a dynasty, options are everything. Now, it's not all sunshine. Simmons does come with a few red flags. He's had a couple of minor injuries during his college career, nothing career-threatening, but enough to raise some eyebrows when thinking long-term. There's also the issue of penalties. Last season, he was flagged 6 times, mostly for holding. Some scouts think it's just a timing issue he'll clean up in the pros. Others worry it might be a symptom of technique lapses under pressure. Still, when you weigh the upside, it's clear why he's climbing KC's draft board. A lineman who can protect Mahomes, slide across multiple positions, and potentially anchor the offense for years? That's a rare find. And you know how the Chiefs love to get ahead of the curve. So now I'm throwing it to you. What do you think? Is Josh Simmons the guy for this offensive line? Drop a Y in the comments if you're sold on him, or hit us with an N if you think the Chiefs should look elsewhere. Let's get a conversation going in the kingdom. And while you're down there, don't forget, subscribing to the channel helps us a ton. We're pushing hard to reach 4,000 subscribers, and your support means everything. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you never miss a breakdown like this. Next up, we're going deeper into the why. Why exactly the Chiefs are laser-focused on the offensive line this draft. Stick with me. All right, now that we've talked about Josh Simmons, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Why are the Chiefs so zeroed in on the offensive line heading into the 2025 draft? I mean, isn't this team always reloading weapons for Mahomes? Why not another wide receiver or a pass rusher? Here's the truth. None of it matters if you can't protect your quarterback. And Patrick Mahomes? That man is the franchise. The Chiefs know that. That's why protecting him has quietly become the top priority heading into this draft. Let's start with Jalen Moore. The guy's been promising, no doubt. But promise doesn't win rings. Performance does. Moore is still unproven in a full-time role, and the Chiefs can't afford to wait around and see if he develops. Not when Mahomes is in his prime. And then there's Jawan Taylor. He's on a big contract, and there are real questions about whether he's the long-term answer at right tackle. His performance has been solid, but not necessarily at the level you'd expect from someone with his price tag. If Taylor doesn't elevate his game this season, don't be surprised if the Chiefs look for an exit strategy in the near future. This is exactly where a versatile lineman like Simmons fits in. He's not just a safety net, he's part of a plan. A strong, deep, flexible offensive line gives Andy Reid the power to move pieces like a chessboard. Moore can shift inside. Simmons can hold down the edge. You get matchups, you get protection, you get time for Mahomes to be Mahomes. And you get peace of mind. No matter who the defense throws at you, your line holds. That's how you win playoff games in January and February. That's how you build a legacy. But hey, I want to hear from you. Do you think the offensive line should be the Chiefs' top priority in the 2025 draft? Drop a quick OL in the comments if you're with me on this. Or if you think there's a bigger need, sound off below. I'm all ears. And hey, if you've made it this far, you're clearly part of the kingdom. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you're always plugged into what's happening behind the scenes in Kansas City. We're building something special here, and we want you with us on the journey to 4,000 strong. Okay, now we're getting into the juicy part, day 2 of the draft. This is where the magic really happens, especially for a team like Kansas City that's built a reputation for finding gold in the later rounds. And guess what? The buzz this year is that the Chiefs might be turning their attention to the backfield. That's right. While round 1 might be all about the trenches, round 2 could be running back territory. Now, before you panic about Isaiah Pacheco, let's be clear. Pacheco is a beast. His energy, his toughness, the way he finishes runs, he's earned every yard. But the NFL is brutal on running backs. Injuries pile up fast, contracts stay short, and no team can rely on one guy to carry the load forever. That's why the Chiefs are reportedly exploring their options, and this 2025 class is loaded with talent. Let me throw some names at you. Quinshon Judkins out of Ole Miss is a name heating up. He's a strong downhill runner with surprising burst. Caleb Johnson from Iowa offers a nice mix of speed and vision. R.J. Harvey from UCF is flying under the radar, but his tape shows explosiveness and natural hands in the passing game. And then there's Trevor Etienne. Yeah, Travis's brother, who brings that same fluid running style and versatility we've come to expect from the Etienne name. Any of these guys could thrive in Andy Reid's system, especially with the way Kansas City likes to rotate backs and use them creatively in the passing game. It's not just about finding a guy to spell Pacheco. It's about adding a weapon. A change of pace back. Someone who brings a different flavor to the offense and keeps defenses guessing. And hey, it wouldn't be the first time KC surprised people with a day 2 running back pick. Remember Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Say what you want about how that turned out, but the message was clear. If there's a guy they love, they'll pull the trigger. So now it's your turn. If the Chiefs go RB in round 2, who would you want? Drop the name of your dream running back in the comments. Let's build the ultimate Chiefs backfield together. And while you're there, you know the deal. Hit subscribe and turn on that notification bell. We're almost at 4,000 members in the kingdom, and with your help, we'll get there even faster. All right, you've made it to the final stretch. Now let's put you in the GM seat. The draft board is up, the clock is ticking, and there it is. Josh Simmons is still available at pick 31. Now the question is simple. Do you take him? Here's the deal. The upside is obvious. A physically gifted lineman with versatility, proven protection skills and experience at a powerhouse like Ohio State. If he hits, you've got a foundational piece to protect Mahomes for years. But there's also risk. Remember the injury history, the penalties, the discipline concerns. It's not a slam dunk. Still, there's one massive advantage here. He's a first-rounder. That means the Chiefs get a fifth-year option. It gives the team more control, more development time, and potentially locks in a starting lineman for half a decade on a rookie deal. That's value you can't ignore. Plus, Andy Reid's staff is known for molding talent. If there's any coaching staff that can clean up those rough edges and get the most out of a guy like Simmons, it's this one. So here's the million-dollar question for you, Chiefs Kingdom. If Simmons is on the board at 31, what do? Do you take the swing on high upside or play it safe and go another direction? Drop your take in the comments. I'm reading them all. And if you've been enjoying this deep dive, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We're so close to 4,000 strong here at Total Chiefs, and every new sub helps us grow this community. Let's build this kingdom together. Ready for the next draft day bombshell? Stay tuned.